everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Monday, July 2nd, 2018. Now before I get started, a few things. I just wanted to say thank you all to those of you who came out to my webinar last night and who were very patient with me. I will be sending out the recording of the webinar to all those who have purchased it from me within the next day, within the next 24 hours. So please be expecting that in your inboxes. If you are not there, if you are not able to make it, do not worry. You will get a copy of the webinar if you did sign up for it. So thank you all for that. I hope you all enjoyed it that were there. Yeah, and if you still are interested, you can sign up at the link, or you can order it at the link down below, and then of course I will send it out to your email address once I send it out to everybody. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to mention there. The second thing is I have not filmed your weeklies. So those of you who are curious about when your weeklies are going to be up, right now I don't know. I have not filmed them. What I am thinking of doing, I was talking to my mom today. She was very, very helpful in helping me to think about this, that maybe instead of doing a weekly every week, maybe what I will do is a monthly, once a month. Just so happens it's the first week of the month. What I'll do is I'll cover each of the weeks in that monthly horoscope. I mean, maybe it'll only be about 15-20 minutes. And then I'll just do those and I'll forget the weeklies. That way you can still get some stuff for your sign. You can bookmark it, the monthly, and you can come back as each week goes by to check in on it, even though it may not be as long as my weekly separately. So I'm hoping I can maybe do that instead of doing like 12 videos, separate videos for each sign every week. I'll just do the 12 videos for each sign once a month, and then that will free me up during the rest of the week to maybe relax a little bit, to work on my subscription service, which I think is really close to my heart. Will really excite me a little bit, and so that way I can perhaps do more live videos on special topics, since that's what I like. I know the live videos aren't as good quality as some of the videos that I pre-film because I edit them beforehand, and like of course they're gonna be better when I can edit out all my like weak spots in the video and when I can make things look pretty in iMovie. But I do like doing things live because that way I get to talk to you all and I get to interact with you all, and of course that makes me happy to hear your stories and to learn from you all, especially because I spend a lot of my time alone. So I was like, maybe if I do more of the live videos, and they're also quicker for me to do because I don't have to do all the like post-production or whatever kind of stuff. So I was like, maybe I'll do that. The monthlies, 12 monthlies, one for each sign. You can bookmark it, go back to it throughout the month, and that'll free me up each week to chill out for a little bit. And to do other videos, live videos, and fun stuff based on what's going on in the astrology as it's happening, and my news and politics stuff for a subscription. So that's what I'm thinking there. I just try to give you a little bit of update. I might film your monthlies. It just depends really how tomorrow goes. I'm hoping that I do have the time tomorrow to do it. I've got my doctor's appointment first thing. I'm so excited. And then depending how things go after that, I will try my best to film my monthlies, answer some emails, and go from there. I also just wanted to say thank you so much to all of you for those of you who left really sweet messages for me in the comments, who reached out to me in other ways. I just want to say thank you so much for all of that help, for that support, for all of that kindness. You know, there's something that I just feel whenever I share with you all, like good things happen. You know, I think that's always part of my reason to share as well. I just feel like, right, whenever I say things that are going on with me, I just feel like there's so much support, there's so much love from you all that I receive, and it literally just like shifts my vibration, if you will, shifts my energy to see things differently. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the act of sharing. I don't know if it's you all like responding to me, but I think it really does help me in a really big way. So I want to say thank you for that. I think a lot of it too is that was one thing that I always really wanted from other people, you know, that were in management or leadership positions in a lot of the companies that I've worked at previously, and just like a lot of like people in my life you know, that I'm close to is I always, maybe this again is like my 4th house Pluto and a quincunx with my moon, but I've always like really wanted like emotional depth and like honesty, and felt like that's just really hard to get at work. Sometimes it's really hard to get from friends, and that's something that I feel like is like a need of mine that I really desire. So I think a lot of times I try to be that which I wish that I had to fulfill like the need of mine that I have for deep emotional connection, especially when I don't really have many people in my life in person that are currently satisfying that need. So I thank you all for that, and for being kind to me. I think that's been a big part of what I feel like has been missing in my life lately, like as silly as it sounds, is just like connecting deeply with people. I think that's hard for me, and I don't know if it's because of my Gemini, because I like put space between the emotional connection, or if it's because I feel like I feel things way too deeply that other people can't handle it. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to figure that out, and yeah, I just appreciate you all because it really does help. Now I'll stop talking and get into your horoscope. What we have today is the moon here, well, very early at the last degrees of Aquarius. This is actually, all right, I guess this is going to happen for most of the day until what? Until noon. So the moon's going to be in Aquarius until noon. So before that, it's going to be a lot about thinking about the future, working things over in our mind, considering different options and possibilities. And of course, with the opposition to Venus that the moon made at the end of yesterday, trying to figure out not how we can just think about the future, not just think about different possibilities for our life, but also engage with our life to create more of what we truly desire right now. To not just think about the future, but to live it more in the present, to be happier with where our current life is with the opposition to Venus, and maybe even to work with our relationships and our money to start to achieve some of the things that we feel like we need to put our life in a better place, even if all the answers aren't quite where we want them to be yet. All right. So yeah, that was what was going on yesterday. Then at noon, and this is when all like the good stuff, the big stuff starts happening. Then at noon Mountain Time, the moon then leaves Aquarius and moves into Pisces. All right, and when the moon is in Pisces, it brings more of our attention to internal, to spiritual stuff, to what's going on inside us, to overcoming the past, to figuring out what we need emotionally, internally, so that we can start to feel better, feel more at peace, feel more whole. Okay, so that's when the energy shifts a little bit. A few hours after the moon enters Pisces at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon will then make a sextile to Uranus in Taurus. And I think what this can bring perhaps are some insights here, that we may receive spiritual insights, intuitions, internal promptings about what we need to live a life that we feel like more authentically resonates with us. Uranus, to use more of our unique gifts and skills and talents, to feel more confident in our life in some way, okay? And I think we could, especially with the sextile here, get some really positive insights about who we are, about what we need to feel better, to create a life using more of our unique talents so that we can move forward feeling more stable, feeling more secure, all right, with the Taurus stuff coming in. So I do like that being positive. All right, a few hours after that, 10 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon then moves further through Pisces and makes a sextile now on the other side over to Saturn in Capricorn. Which are more or less kind of in a trine to each other. And I think what that will give you at 10 p.m. is an opportunity for you again to put more of the structures, the boundaries in place in your life, so that you can not only create a life that you feel like is more authentic to you, uses more of your talents, can bring more stability in, but that can also put your life in a place that you feel like is better for you and resonates with you more in the inside. All right. And I think that's what today is about. To me, I really like this day. Because the moon's going to enter Pisces around noon, and then it's going to make 2 beautiful sextiles after that. And I think there's a real chance today to feel a sense of inner peace, inner calmness, to figure out what you need, and to hopefully start to put the boundaries and the structures in place so that you can feel better and figure out what you're uniquely gifted at and how you can do more of that you need. Okay, so I really like it, and I think all of it is going to start with this moon in Pisces, with you looking inward instead of outward, and with you taking a moment to like call your energy back to you instead of giving it out and giving it away. And I think if you can do that today, lots of good things can come that I think can help to set you free from some things that have maybe been holding you back, to get more understanding or at least more insight on what you need, and to maybe start to commit to doing something better in a more positive way. Okay, so I really like it. Yeah, I really like it. I'm hoping my doctor's appointment goes well. It's such a beautiful day. I was like, my doctor's appointment is early in the morning, so I'm like, maybe I won't see the benefit of it until it's done and I like get some medicine or some vitamins or whatever is recommended. So I'm really hoping I'll feel better, which it does look like it, which is nice. Now other stuff going on in the background. We do have Mercury on the North Node coming closer to that, so our minds are very active. We could have lots of thinking going on, either with ourselves or with other people, lots of talking in that sense, with Mercury being in Leo, about your heart, about what your heart needs to be happy, about what's important to you, about what you enjoy, trying to figure out how you can cultivate more happiness, bring more joy into your life in a positive way. Okay, also maybe with Mercury as well in the North Node, considering Mercury also rules Virgo, maybe starting to strategize and plan about what you need to be happy. So not just thinking and talking about it, but maybe trying to figure out, okay, now that I know more or less this is what I need to be happy, how can I start to put things in place, make things happen, or at least get the wheels turning in more of a detailed way to figure out what's going on and what I need to bring more joy into my life. Okay, so I think that's what's going on there. We also do have Mercury right around the time that that's happening, making a square to Uranus and a trine to Chiron. So even though I think we're having lots of conversations, hopefully positive conversations, I think they will be positive, about what you need to be happy, to enjoy life more, and to just strategically work to bring more of that happiness into your life. I do think perhaps some of the conversations that you have may perhaps be unexpected. You may catch yourself off guard. Other people may catch you off guard. They may trigger some wounds that you have. They may trigger some vulnerability, some sensitivities, some raw feelings in yourself. All right, but I think if you can talk about some of these things, it may help you here to understand what you need to do next to be happier and how you can go about doing it. Okay, you may have to balance, because Mercury is eventually going to come into an opposition with Mars. You may have to balance some of the things that you're realizing that you need to be happy with where you saw your life going, or with a new direction of your future. You may have to figure out how to work towards some of those things that make you happy over time. Even if they aren't going to happen overnight all at once, you may have to balance that, you know, okay, how can I pace myself if everything's not the way that I want? But I think there is an opportunity, at least if you're open, if you communicate, if you think about and process what is going on inside you, what you need, even if it's unexpected, I think there is a chance to at least hopefully get some insights of what you need to move forward. Okay. So we've got there, we also do have the Sun coming into a trine with Jupiter as well, helping you to understand what you need to feel comfortable, to feel more safe and secure in your life. So it's not just about being happy, it's also about feeling grounded, feeling rooted, feeling more stable, feeling like you're emotionally more taken care of as well, that I think we're trying to figure out. Okay, I think the Jupiter trine to the Sun can help you figure out what your emotional needs are, you know, can help you get in touch with what you're feeling. Could make you a little more emotional in the process with these water signs. Could bring up some big emotions for sure, but I think it's bringing up some sensitivities that you may be feeling and some emotional stuff, so that you can understand what you want better, understand what you need, understand what changes you need to make in order to feel better emotionally in the process, to let more of your heart show, and to be happier, even if it's going to take time, even if you're having some hard conversations in the process as you try to work some things out. All right, so we have that, and then the last thing maybe that I'll mention is Saturn coming into a square with Chiron and a trine with Uranus, which it will be doing for quite a bit longer. Okay, and I think what's going on here is we're trying to figure out what's going on with our career, what's going on with our reputation, where our life's going. And I think what we're trying to do here is break free from an old career, break free from an old reputation, so that we can step into something that really does resonate more truly with our hearts and who we are. And I think there's a positive opportunity for you to break free from old structures in your life, from old reputations, from old things that weren't working for you, old life directions, to do more of what your heart wants. But it may feel a little bit uncomfortable in the process to let go of some of that tradition, to let go of some of that structure, to let go of some of that you were doing that you thought was required and you thought was expected of you, to take a risk with the Leo planets. You know, it may not feel comfortable to do that. You know, you want it again. I know I've said this, the tried and true bet. And here with the Uranus trine Saturn in conjunction with Chiron, almost needing to let go of the tried and true, to take a risk, to do something else that you feel like resonates with you more, that can make you happier, and really needing to go in that direction, even if it does trigger some insecurities that you may have about yourself and about your reputation and about how you do things in the process. All right. Yeah, so maybe that's what I'll leave you with there. I mean, there is the quincunx still, that Mercury now is going to be making. Venus was there earlier from the North Node to Saturn. So it's all about, I think, figuring out what makes you happy, what new foundation you want to build your life on. Could be a new home, could just be you realizing there's something else that's more important to you that you want to bring more into your life. And I think we're really trying to figure out what new foundation we want to build our life on that makes us happy, that we really enjoy. And I think we're having to figure out what that is that makes us happy, that we want to start building the next few years of our life on, maybe possibly even longer than that. I think we're trying to figure out what that foundation is, and then once we figure out what that foundation is, what makes us happy, what we need emotionally, I think then the question becomes, well, now how can we see a future with that life now that we know what we want and need, or now that we're getting an idea of what really resonates with our hearts, and how can we begin to build a reputation on that. But it may require you to build a new reputation, a different reputation, to put your life in a different, unique, unusual way than you thought it would be going. You know, especially with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction coming exact in a little over a year. You know, it's like the reputation that you're going to build again, the life that you're going to build after these eclipses come in this year is not going to be the normal reputation, is not going to be what it was in the past. You're not going to have the same life direction. It's going to be unusual. It's going to be different. It's going to be something else. And I think that's what we're starting to realize, especially with the first eclipse that's going to be here in Cancer, which is going to start the eclipse season. Almost, not quite yet, but it's going to be the very beginning of the eclipse, the Cancer Capricorn eclipses, which are going to happen the next year and a half or so. And I think it's really saying you got to listen to what you need emotionally, to what your heart is saying, even if it takes your life in a weird direction, even if it tears down some of the old structures in your life that you've built. And you need to trust that you're going in the right direction if that's the case. And you need to realize you can build a new reputation, you can build a new career, you can build a new life. Just as long as it's built on something that you truly believe in, that you truly like and enjoy, okay? Your card for the day is the Knight of Wands, reversed. The Knight of Wands, this is literally like how many days in a row I've gotten a reverse card. The Knight of Wands, to me upright, is of course all about passion, excitement, organizing your passions, putting your passion into action. And maybe when this card is reversed, sometimes there's not enough passion, there's not enough excitement in our life in some way, or maybe we don't know how to act on the things that our heart really wants. Maybe that's what it is, because I do feel like Mercury and the North Node in Leo are giving us insights about what we need to be happy. I feel like it's definitely just the acting on what we need to be happy that's hard. You know, I think that's what it is, especially with Mars on the South Node. It's like I'm kind of know what I need to be happy, but it's like it's not all together yet. I'm, you know, still trying to figure some things out, and I'm getting answers, but it's not all clear. And I really do think that the Knight of Wands is just saying, okay, again, I know I've been saying this for a really long time, but it's saying pace yourself. It's okay if things aren't happening as fast as you want. Better to work slow than to be disorganized. Better to work slow than to bite more than you can chew. Okay, better to do that. All right, for sure. All right. Yeah, problems putting your passions into action. Yeah, I definitely do think that's part of what it is. Just, it's okay to work slow, you know, just to be patient. You know, in order for you to live a life that you love, you got to start small. I think it really is. You just got to take things one step at a time here, and just trust that it will all start to come together in the way that it's meant to be. All right, so that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and I will talk to you later.